Hello students, in environmental studies subject, we will going to discuss the topic grassland ecosystem. An ecosystem is a region with a specific and recognizable landscape form such as forest, grassland, desert, wetland or coastal area. The nature of ecosystem is based on its geographical features such as hills, mountains, plains, rivers, lakes, coastal areas or iceland. It is also controlled by a climatic conditions such as amount of sunlight, the temperature and the rainfall in region. The geographical, climatic and soil characteristics forms its non-living abiotic components. These features creates conditions that supports a community of plants and animals that evolution has produced to live in these specific conditions. There are two types of ecosystem: terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem is a land-based community of organisms and the interaction of biotic and abiotic components in the given area. The examples of terrestrial ecosystems are forest ecosystem, grasslands ecosystem and deserts ecosystem. In this lecture, basically, we discuss the grassland ecosystem. Grasslands are areas where the vegetation is dominated by grasses. Grassland occupies about 40% of Earth's surface. In addition to grass species, some trees and shrubs are also present in grassland. Limiting grazing helps to improve the net primary production of the grassland. But overgrazing lead to degradation of these grasslands, resulting in desertification. This forms a variety of grasslands ecosystem with their specific plants and animals. Grassland cover areas where rainfall is usually low and the soil depth and quality is poor. The low rainfall prevents the growth of a large number of trees and shrubs, but is sufficient to support the growth of grass cover during the monsoon. Many of the grasses and other small herbs become dry and the part above the ground dies during the summer months. In the next monsoon, the grass cover grows back from the root stock and the seeds of previous years. These change gives grassland a highly seasonal appearance with periods of increased growth followed by a dormant phase. A variety of grasses, herbs and several species of insects, birds and mammals have evolved so that they are adapted to this wide open grass cover area. The animals are able to live in conditions where food is plentiful after the rains, so that they can store these as far that they use during the dry period when there is very little to eat. Man begins to use this grassland as a pastures to feed his livestock. When he begins to domesticate the animals and become pastoralist in ancient times. Hence, the grassland ecosystem is the collection of plants, animals and microorganisms that live within an environment where grasses are the primary forms of vegetations. Grassland forms a variety of ecosystems that are located in different climatic conditions. Depending upon the climate conditions, grassland can be classified into three types: tropical grassland, temperate grassland, polar grassland. Now we will discuss the type of grassland ecosystem. First type is tropical grassland. They are found near a border of tropical rainforests. They are characterized by high temperature and moderate rainfall. It is also known as savanna type. They have tall grasses with scattered shrubs and stunted trees, and animals like zebras, giraffes, antelopes, etc. Tropical grassland comprise a mixture of trees and grasses. Tropical grassland can be found in Australia, India, Africa, and South America. Second grassland type is temperate grasslands. Temperate grasslands are area of open, grassy plains that are populated with trees. They are usually found in the centers of continents on flat, sloped hills. They are characterized by a very cold winter, intense grazing, and summer fires do not allow a shrub or tree to grow. Temperate grasslands can be found in various regions north and south of equator, including Argentina, Australia, and Central North America. After discussing the types of grassland ecosystem, tropical grassland and temperate grassland, I have listed a difference between these grassland ecosystem. Tropical grassland located in the tropical latitude, while the temperate grassland located in temperate latitude. The grass in the tropical grassland are tall, spiky, which is neither juicy nor nutritive. While in temperate grassland, grass is very short, soft, juicy and nutritive. Tropical grassland characterized by very dry climate, while temperate grassland is characterized by a cold climate, where there is the treeless plains as the rainfall is less. The soil in tropical grassland is very fertile. Soil in temperate grassland is not a very. The third type of grassland ecosystem is polar grassland. They are found in Arctic polar regions. They are characterized by severe cold and strong winds along with ice and snow. In summer, several small annual plants grow and they have animals like wolf, weasels, Arctic fox, etc. After studying the types of grassland ecosystem, next we will discuss the structure and function of grassland ecosystem. In ecosystem there are two components, abiotic component and biotic components. Abiotic components is also known as environmental components. They are classified into three groups: physical environment or climatic factors such as light, temperature, soil. Second class is inorganic nutrients like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. Third class of abiotic component is organic compounds such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, lipids, etc. The second component of ecosystem is abiotic components. They are again classified into three classes. Producers. Producers are those organisms or plant that use a photosynthesis to capture energy to build the carbohydrates, which are then used to build the more complex molecules that are important to life processes. Second class of biotic component is consumers, the animals which feed on producers like plants are included in this category. And third type is a decomposers.
Decomposers convert all organic matter into carbon dioxide and a nutrient. They released a nutrient and minerals such as nitrogen, phosphorus and magnesium in the form of usable to plants, which incorporate the chemicals into their own cells. Hence, decomposers are important to environment.
So here we will discuss the biotic component of grassland. First biotic component of grassland is producers. Grasses, forbs and shrubs are the producers of grassland. Second biotic component is consumers. There are three consumers: primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. Primary consumers are nothing but herbivores: cows, buffalo, deer, sheep, etc. They depend on grasses for their food. Secondary consumers are carnivores: snakes, lizards, birds, fox, etc. They feed on herbivores. Tertiary consumers are hawks, eagles, etc. and they feed on secondary consumers. After discussing producer and consumers biotic components of grassland ecosystem, the next biotic component of grassland ecosystem is decomposers. Decomposers are fungi and bacteria. They decompose the dead organic matter. This is the schematic presentation of grassland ecosystem with its biotic components, that is producers, consumers and decomposers. Next we discuss the part characteristics of grassland ecosystem. Grassland ecosystems occurs in regions that are too dry for forest but have sufficient soil water to support a closed herbaceous plant canopy that is lacking in desert. Grassland are found primarily on plains or rolling topography in interiors of great land masses and from sea level to elevations of nearly 16,400 feet. Because of their continental location, they experience a large difference in seasonal climate. There is at least one dry season during the year and drought conditions occur periodically. There are some importance of grassland ecosystems. Grasslands are important for nurturing livestock for human consumption and for milk and other dairy products. It provides home to many different wild animals and domesticated animals. It provides a grazing area for cattle. It also maintains a biodiversity and protect restored habitat for many plants and animals including rare species. Through worldwide research, some threats are studied for grassland ecosystems. First threat is continued global warming, which turns current marginal grassland into desert. Land once incompatible with raw crops agriculture, but which provided a living to ranching families and habitat for savanna wildlife, is being converted to raw crops. Development of urban areas is increasingly cutting into grassland habitat. Drought hardy, cold resistant and herbicide tolerant varieties of soybean, wheat and corn allow crops to expand into native grassland. Where only one crop is grown, pest and disease can be spread easily, creating the need for potential toxic pesticides. Grassland are home to some of most magnificent animals and hunters have found them to be a target. As hunting is not controlled or is conducted illegally, With this threat for grassland ecosystems, worldwide the researchers use the solution for them, and that solutions are used to conserve the grassland ecosystems. First solution is preventing the illegal wildlife hunting, prevents grassland from turning into brushland, prevent grassland fires, prevent overgrazing by cattle, and introduced stall feeding. Creating a protected areas such as park and wildlife sanctuary. There are some MCQs related to grassland ecosystem. The first multiple choice question is the weather condition in temperate grassland is first objective humid in spring, cold in winter, humid in winter, hot in summer. The answer is cold in winter. The second multiple choice question is the porous soil of tropical grassland is A. Humus, B. Algae, C. Fungi, D. Cacti. The answer is humus, as the soil in tropical grassland is fertile. Third multiple choice question is in grassland ecosystem, shrubs or bushes are objective A. Producer, B. Consumer, C. Decomposers, and D. None of the above. The answer is A. Producer. Shrubs, grass and herbs are the producers in grassland ecosystem. Thank you.